Welcome to my channel Adhyan with Flow. You're most welcome in this channel. Now we are going to discuss about some role of macro and micronutrients. Macronutrients, they absorbed by plant in a large amount. What are the micronutrients? They absorbed by plant in a less concentration, guys. So without wasting any time, let's start with our first macromolecule, nitrogen. Yes, nitrogen is absorbed by plant. Which form? In which form? This form, this form, and this form, guys. This is the nitrate form, this is the nitrite form, and this is the ammonium form. These form absorbed by plant. Nitrogen is required by all plants of means plants and their all parts, they require nitrogen. Particularly, be specific, guys, particularly meristematic tissues and thus metabolically active cells, they require mostly nitrogen. Except these two things, this is the major components of proteins, this is the major component of nucleic acid, vitamins and hormones. These terms you are betterly familiar. What is protein, what is nucleic acid, what is vitamin, what is hormone. Hormones also participate in body growth. Hormone, in the case of plant, we can call it as a phytohormone, we can also call it as a plant hormone. We know now, guys, auxin, remember auxin, gibberellic acid, ethylene, cytokinin and abscisic acid. This hormone responsible for shoot and root elongation, they present here at a shoot tip part and also present here at the root tip part. We can call it as a SAM and we can call it as a RAM. SAM apical meristem and root apical meristem. What is the function of gibberellic acid, guys? Seed germination as well as internodal growth. They increase growth between the two internode. Ethylene is a food ripening hormone. They mature the fruit, ripening the food. These are responsible for cell division, cell proliferation. Abscisic, it is a stress hormone. They inhibit the growth, they inhibit seed generation, they inhibit flowering. It is a stressor. So you know now what is the role of hormone. They still require nitrogen. What is the role of vitamin? Also body growth. They require nitrogen. Vitamin A, B, C, D, A, B, D, K, C complex, B complex. We need, deficiency of C produce scurvy. Remember, deficiency of vitamin B produce beriberi disease. So nitrogen is also essential in vitamins. Nucleic acid, how can you skip this thing? Nucleic acid means our DNA and RNA. They made up with what? They made up with three things: phosphate group, sugar bone and nitrogen base. Yeah, guys, how can you skip? And proteins, come on, guys, protein made up with multiple amino acids: 1 amino acid, 2 amino acid, 3 amino acid, 4 amino acid. Single amino acid, they contain one COO group and the other side they contain amino group. So nitrogen also important here. So now you can assume, guys, how much nitrogen is important. Now let's switch towards our next after nitrogen, phosphorus, guys. Let's talk about phosphorus. Phosphorus is absorbed by plant from soil in the form of phosphate ions. Look at here, guys, there is a one function of phosphate. They participate in nucleic acid, they form nucleic acid. Their absorbing form is this and this. Phosphorus is a constituent of cell membrane. You know, guys, phospholipid bilayer. So this phospho also contained by this. So there are requirement of phosphorus in cell membrane. Some proteins, yes, guys, all nucleic acid. Here all nucleic acid contain phosphorus group. And nucleotides, same, guys, same. And required for all phosphorylation reaction. We, after hearing like carboxylation, reduction, regeneration, This is the one of the mechanism phosphorylation. They can activate and reduce particular reaction. We add some phosphate group like glycolysis. We study glycolysis, glucose convert into glucose 6 phosphate. So at a 6th position of glucose we add phosphor. So here is importance of phosphorus. Now let's move towards the potassium, guys. This is the symbol of potassium. Potassium is absorbed as a potassium ion form. Yes guys, this absorbed in this form also, this one single form. Okay. In plants, this is required in more abundant quantity in the meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues work is dividing. Birds, leaves and root tips, they have meristematic tissue. So potassium present in meristematic tissues. Potassium help to maintain an ion cation balance in cells. Yes guys, this is the cell and they balance positivity and negativity surrounding and inside the cell. They are also helpful in protein synthesis, opening and closing of stomata, activation of some enzymes and maintenance of turgidity of cell. Yeah, if solute potential high inside, so water can enter inside. If solute ions less in number inside and water high in, so H2O will remove. I repeat again guys, I repeat again. If cell contain highest solute, if cell contain highest solute, then water move inside. If solute high in amount, but if cell contain less solute, then water move outside. So according to this phenomena, the turgidity of cells can maintain. Now let's move towards our next nutrient. We call it as a calcium. We require calcium and plants also require calcium, guys. Now plant absorb calcium from the soil in the form of calcium ion. Simple. According to potassium, they absorb their ionic form and calcium also absorb their ionic form. Where they located? They located meristematic tissue, guys, like bud, leaves, root tips. Come on guys. During cell division, it is used in the synthesis of cell wall. Yeah, this is responsible for cell wall formation. They give rigidity to them. Particularly as calcium pectate in the middle lamella, it is also needed during the formation of mitotic spindles. They, during division time, they are helpful in the formation of spindle fibers, guys. It accumulate in older leaves. When leaves take some maturation, they accumulate in older leaves. It is involved in the normal functioning of cell membrane. It activates certain enzymes like them, guys. They also activate some enzymes and they also activate some enzyme. They play an important role in regulation of metabolic activity. Yes guys, all guys, all macro and micronutrients, they contribute their metabolic activity. They take participate in metabolic activities, guys. Okay. Our next element is magnesium, guys. Mg, useful in chlorophyll, work as an energy source of the body plant of plants, body parts of plant. They absorbed in which form? They absorbed in their ionic form. It activates the enzymes of respiration, photosynthesis and are involved. I told you na guys, they take participate in chlorine, chloroform, take participate in photosynthesis. They take also part in the synthesis of DNA and RNA. So Mg plus 2, yes guys, when this DNA helical separated, then yes, nucleotide will attach. Nucleotide will attach. But they regulate their positions. Magnesium plus 2 bind, make a bond with them. These are negatively charged and these are the positively charged. So they can maintain a bond. So this chain is maintain their strength. Magnesium is constitute of the ring structure of chlorophyll. Yes guys, in center magnesium is present and here is pyrrole ring. Okay. Next, maintain the ribosome structure. Like ribosome have two subunit, large subunit and small subunit. They have 80s ribosome and we have 70s ribosome. 70s ribosome present in mitochondria and chloroplast and some bacteria. ATS contained by plants and animals. They break down into 60-40 unit and 70S ribosome divided into 50 large unit and 30 small unit. Don't face their structure like how 80 divided into 60 and 40. Don't worry. That's not your interested point. Next is sulfur, guys. Sulfur, plant obtains sulfur in the form of sulfate. Sulfur is present in two amino acids. Yes, guys. In future, amino acid made what? Protein. Yes, protein. So cysteine and methionine, they are sulfur containing amino acids, and their main role is constituents of several coenzymes like vitamins. In vitamins, thiamine, biotin, coenzyme A, and ferredoxin, they take part in cyclic photophosphorylation and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Yes, iron is also important for the plant. Plant obtain iron in the form of ferric ions. This is the ferric. Plus 3 is ferric. And if I written plus 2, we call it as a ferrous. It is required in larger amount in comparison of other micronutrients. Yeah, this is the part of micronutrients, but they require more. They put it in top position of in the micronutrients criteria. It is important constituents of protein involved in transfer of electron like ferredoxin. Yes, guys, they take participate in where ETS system. Yes, guys, they are complex 1, complex 2, complex 3, complex 4, complex 5 made up with FES, and there are some light reaction. They also contribute in light reaction in cyclic and non-cyclic pathway. They contribute. There are huge contribution of iron because they transfer electron one compound to other compound. It activates catalyze enzyme and is essential for formation of chlorophyll. This is also essential for chlorophyll formation, and magnesium is also essential for chlorophyll, also helpful in chlorophyll structure. Now, the rest is the also micronutrients like manganese, not magnesium, manganese. It is absorbed in the form of manganese. This all are absorbed in not ionic form. Now in ionic form, it activates many enzymes involved in photosynthesis. Now their contribution in photosynthesis, respiration, and nitrogen metabolism. Another like molybdenum also take part in the nitrogen fixation, nitrogen metabolism. The best definition function of manganese is the splitting of water or liberate. We know, na guys, when we study photosystem second and photosystem first, there are some breakdown of water into half oxygen and 2 hydrogen ion and 2 electron. Yeah, this is because of magnesium. Zinc is also important. Plant obtains zinc from this ionic form. It activates various enzymes, especially carboxylase, and also needed to synthesis of oxygen. This is the plant hormone. I know, guys, this is too much boring and you have to remember, revise, and but they give you score na, but they provide you number marks, so you have to learn now. Don't chuck on your brain. It is absorbed as a cupric ion. It is essential for overall metabolism in plant like iron. It is associated with certain enzyme. They involve in some redox reaction, means reduction and oxidation, guys. Yes, guys. And it is reversibly oxidized from Cu plus to Cu plus 2. Conversion. Look at here. They can convert into this to this. Boron, again, most important, guys. It is absorbed as a this form and this form. This is the form of boron. Plant will absorb this form of boron and this form of boron. Boron is required for the uptake and utilization of calcium. Yeah, they are responsible for absorption of macronutrients. Membrane functioning, pollen germination, pollen male part. Look at here, guys. This is the flower part. This is the flower reproductive part, and here this is the anther, guys. This is the male reproductive organ, anther, and this is the female. And after reaching this pollen into the, they can germinate. Before they germinate, they make pollens in their sacs. So boron responsible for this. Cell elongation and cell differentiation. Carbohydrate translocation. What is translocation? They reach root to shoot part, root to leaf part, root to branch part. They translocate. They are helpful in carbohydrate translocation. Cell differentiation means they provide cell to take your function. Boron said to cell, take your function. Cell, take your function. Who gives order? Boron, guys. Molybdenum also important for where nitrogen metabolism. They absorbed in this form by plant. It is the component of several enzymes. Yes, guys, this is the component of several enzymes, including nitrogenase. They are take participation in nitrogen metabolism. This is important. This is the important. This is the important. They take participation on nitrogen metabolism. Now next is chlorine. They also useful in photosynthesis. It is absorbed in the form of chlorine, guys. Yeah, this is the ionic form. They absorb along with sodium, potassium. It determines the solute concentration and the ionic cationic balance in cell. Yeah, this is the cell, guys. They balance ionic and cationic balance inside and outside the cell. Sodium will also helpful, potassium will also helpful, and chlorine will also helpful for this maintaining this gradient. Essential for water splitting reaction in photosynthesis. Again, I told you now they take participate in this reaction. Now, deficiency symptoms of essential element. They want to say that if you provide, this is the critical concentration of nitrogen. If you give above the concentration, this is toxic for plant. If you give below the concentration, this is also harmful. So they want to say that deficiency symptom of plant, they show if you provide large amount, large concentration, high concentration to plant and low concentration of also plant. They show their symptoms according to their self. These morphological changes are indicative of certain element deficiency and are called deficiency symptom. They show their symptom on their leaves, on their flowers, on their shoot, on their roots. They show their symptoms. Like we take lots of nitrogen, that we take low amount of nitrogen, except not only nitrogen, also phosphorus, calcium, potassium, everything, anything. So for elements that are actively mobilized within the plant are exported young. Okay, there are two terms, mobilized and immobilized. Some elements are mobilized and some elements are immobilized. If mobilized, I am writing here some immobilized element, Ka, Su, iron, Bo, Ko. These are the immobile. And then rest of the remaining are the mobile. They are immobile. They can't move one particular organ to another particular organ, guys. If you provide less mobile element, if you provide less, then older leaf will affect. And if you provide immobilized element, then guys, young leaves affected. I repeat, if you provide less mobilized, less in amount, then older leaves will affect. If you provide immobilized, less in amount, then young leaves will affect. That's all about here, guys. That's all about here. Okay, the deficiency symptom tend to appear first in young tissue whenever the element or relative. Okay, I'm completing this. Look at here, sulfur. Look at here. Ka, Su, iron, Bo, Ko. Calcium, sulfur, iron, boron, cobalt. Okay, guys. Look at here, calcium. Look at here, the guys. I already written here calcium. Come on, guys. If we provide less nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, magnesium, zinc, manganese, zinc, and molybdenum, they produce necrosis, death of tissue. And if we provide calcium, magnesium, copper, potassium lack in amount, they inhibit cell division. So these are some elements. If we provide less in concentration, they affect their plant to according to their cell. Some elements like this, and this, they delay flowering. Okay, so all element, I say na. Look at here, there are conditions. Look, there are some conditions. Look at here, guys. They have their criteria. The element must be absolute necessary for supporting normal growth. Okay, the absence of element means the absence of that particular element. They show there, they do not share, they do not complete their life cycle. If the requirement of element must be specific, not replaceable, so they are already give condition that if any element fulfill this criteria, then take a part as the element. So if we provide more element, they show their symptoms. If we provide less in amount, they show their symptom according to them. So that's all for now, guys. That's all for now. If you still not subscribe my channel, then please subscribe, guys, for further information. And thank you for listening me and revise.